Hello and welcome to today's video. Today's is a video that is somewhat of a multi-year follow-up on a pen model that I really enjoy, and it's showing a new version of it, or at least a newer version. So the pen brand is Fisher Space Pen, and the Fisher Space Bullet Pen, as seen here, has been a long-term favorite of mine. I've used this pen a lot of the years. My original review of this was actually one of my favorite that I've ever filmed. And I've been through many refills of this ink. In fact, I also have it here in my twist pen from Gravitas. I also have the click version of the Fisher Space Pen, and I love that refill. And as I said, I actually use it in a number of pens, regardless of what the pen model is. If it will fit, I will use it. And because when you get the refill, you can actually put a little adapter on the back and it becomes Parker G2 size compatible. So that means a whole range of pens opens up to you. I like the refill. But the version we are looking at today in particular is one of the Cerakote finish versions, and this is the Elite Navy Cerakote Bullet. So it comes packaged in the traditional sort of lunar style box, plastic container. Open it up, and they're in the moon surface style casing is this finish. This is the Elite Navy Cerakote Bullet. So this is the clipless version. You can get it with a clip, and you can also there's a version that has the Axiom Space logo on it as well. So I'm going to do a very brief talk about the parts and features, seeing as though I will link to the full review of this pen in the video description here. So you can see the full review I did where I did all the writing tests and all that kind of stuff. Today, I want to talk specifically about this version, about this very cool finish. And then my main reason today is to talk about the top 5 reasons for me why the Fisher Space Bullet Pen should be part of just about any pen collection. Now, obviously, a lot of you are all fountain pen people, but not every occasion can use a fountain pen. So if you're going to use a ballpoint pen, and this is a version of a ballpoint pen, it's often great to use one that has some additional sort of features, if you will, like the Fisher Space, particularly the Fisher Space refill. So the bullet pen is small. It's about 9.5 centimeters or something. But as I said, when you cap it, you uncap it, you post it, it becomes a really decent length pen. It's very, very comfortable. It's very slim, but that also helps with the portability of it. The pen has a really nice weight. It's a brass body, so it is sort of sturdy. And the Cerakote finish, Cerakote is like a very thin layer of a ceramic sort of coating, Cerakote, and that is a really robust, durable finish. And a lot of pen companies, Tactile, Turn, you name it, everyone's sort of done a Cerakote finish. It's often using things like other hardware knives and things like that as well. It's a really, really cool coating. And this navy, it's a sort of slightly green navy, but it's really, really nice color. I think it shows off, it stands out nicely on this pen, particularly like alongside the black. I think that slight color difference makes a really nice difference. And the Cerakote is really fantastic. So the dimensions of the bullet pen from Fisher Space is about 96 millimeters. And then when you post it, it becomes about 136. As I said, it is slim. It's about 9.7 millimeters. So it is on the slimmer side, but it weighs 19 grams. So it does have, as I said, quite a nice weight. One of the things I've always loved about Fisher Space, as I said, is the refill. So this is a pressurized refill that is designed for the bullet pen, Fisher Space. And as I said, you can get the adapter to use it in a Parker size or Parker G2 size refill pen. You can see there, this is the black medium refill, Fisher Space Pen, Boulder City, and in the USA, spacepen.com. So this is designed to write in zero gravity, upside down, underwater, on oily, greasy paper, and it's designed to last longer than most ballpoints. It also has a wide temperature range that it will work in. So if you're in super cold climates, super hot climates, even in like factory settings where you're getting up to sort of dangerous heat, this refill will still write really, really well. Before I do a writing sample with this, let's look at it alongside some other pens. So there is the standard Fisher Space Pen with the clip. Also just going to put it alongside here, just a Cerakote Sport fountain pen, because a lot of you are fountain pen people. Here is a Uniball Zento Standard, which is a really fantastic recent pen. We have here the Ren from, actually I'll move that one up there so you get a better sense of that. The Ren from Tom's Studio, which is a fiber tip pen, but once again, super portable size. And then an interesting one here, this is the Write in the Rain pocket sort of bolt pen. And one of the reasons I like Write in the Rain is they're another US company who make sort of like a waterproof paper for, sort of hikers and people who work in wet climates and all that kind of stuff. And they actually use a refill that is made by Fisher Space. So this is the Write in the Rain refill by Fisher Space, by Fisher, Space Pen. And so it's the same sort of pressurized refill. That's how these work upside down in anti-gravity and all that kind of stuff, is that the canister of this is pressurized so that ink is always moved towards the tip. But this particular formulation is designed by Fisher Space to work on the Write in the Rain paper, which is a coated paper. But it's a fun little pen, and it's one that I really, really like. Now, I will link to reviews of a few of these things, videos about a few of these in the description as well. So I'll link to, I've got a review of the Ren coming up, but I'll add my Tom Studio affiliate link if you're interested in that. I'll also link to the Write in the Rain and the original Fisher Space video there as well. But you can see there, it is a smaller pen. It's smaller than the Cerakote, shorter than the Cerakote, much smaller than a standard size pen. But what's nice is that when all these are posted like this, so that most of the pocket pens are now in their proper writing format, they all come in at a really nice length. The Ren's a little bit shorter. Obviously, the Write in the Rain is a bolt action. This is designed for like super compact carry. But the Fisher Space pens and the Cerakote Sport all come in at a comparable length there to a standard sort of pen size. Okay, so we're going to do a writing sample now, and I have, this is optic paper from Oxford. It's one of my favorite sort of papers. It's beautifully fountain pen friendly. But I thought, because I'm writing with the Fisher Space pen, I'd write on some of the paper I use like a lot every day. And this is one of those papers for me. So we have the Fisher Space Bullet with the beautiful pressurized refill. This is the medium black. As I said, this is optic paper. And this is in an Oxford brand notebook, spiral bound notebook. So you can see the refill writes very smoothly. It's very consistent. Like, the beauty of this pressurized refill is that, as I said, it will write in all conditions, and on wet paper it's indelible, so it's not going anywhere. It just writes really beautifully. So just to quickly compare it to the Uniball Zento, now the Zento is a pigment-based, sort of gel roller, so it is going to be slightly blacker. Most ballpoints sort of sit on the slightly, grayer end, if you will, of the, the ink sort of spectrum. But I think the Fisher Space refill does a great job of being probably one of the strongest, darkest in this world. As I said, when I get a pen that takes a Parker size refill, generally what I will do is I will replace it with a Fisher Space pen refill, simply because they're super reliable. You can leave them without writing with them for a long time, and they will be absolutely fine. The reason why I carry one of these is for those moments when, you get sort of caught out, if you will. Normally I'll carry, the Lamy 2000 rollerball with the Pilot G2 refill in it, or I'll carry, the Tom Studio Ren or something like that. But this stays in my bag and I carry it with me everywhere. Another thing I really like about the Fisher Space refill is how it writes on stone paper. So this is the Paper Saver brand of notebook. This is a stone paper notebook that goes into a notebook cover. And you can see my previous reviews and everything behind there. But the Fisher Space pen refill just writes really beautifully on that slightly cushiony sort of stone paper. And therefore, you know, like, as I said, it's reliable, it's great for any sort of use. This stone paper also has sort of like waterproofness and all those kinds of things. But you can see there is a bit of a smear there on the stone paper. There is a plastic element to the paper, so a lot of pens will sort of smear a bit like that on there. But if we look at the traditional sort of paper, you know, with the Fisher Space refill, you don't get a whole lot of smear, no more than you would with any other sort of ballpoint refill. Okay, as I said, one of the main reasons I wanted to film a video about this pen today was to talk about my 5 reasons as to why I like to carry a Fisher Space bullet pen. I'm going to put them in order of the sort of the least important to the most important to me. So if we start with number 5, and that is that it is a design icon. So it is a super well-known pen. You know, it's got such great history, and the engineering of the refill and all of that, the form and function. It's a very cool pen, and it's one of those pens that, thanks to some pop culture and things like that, has actually gone on to, you know, have some sort of fame outside of the pen world as well. So if you're wanting something as a great gift option, perhaps, for someone that isn't necessarily a pen person, but who will understand and respect the gift you've gotten them, this is a cool pen for that. Now, number 4 is the fact that it is a durable and timeless design. So it's made with solid brass. This has a Cerakote coating on it. So it's going to last. It's going to be in your pocket for years. Yes, it might get a few scratches, maybe a few little dings, things like that, but that's part of the fun with these everyday carry pens. So, but this one is going to last. It's got a great refill. It's got a great history and the understanding of the pen, you know, in terms of the build and design and the materials and all that kind of thing. So it's durable, and it's going to be with you a long, long time. Reason number 3 today is the fact that it is compact and great for EDC. So EDC, everyday carry. This is one of those sorts of pens. As I said, it's durable. It's got a, you know, sort of, it's a nice compact design. It fits in just about any sort of like little pen wallet, things like that. It's small enough at just over 9.5 centimeters to make it ultra portable. But as I said, when it's posted, it becomes a really great, comfortable writer. And then reason number 2 today is that it writes anywhere, including space. So as the Fisher Space Pen Company, you know, we're making pens for the space program, things like that. Like, you know, it's designed to, that pressurized cartridge is designed to write in 0 gravity. So it will write anywhere. It'll write, you know, in my original video, I wrote underwater with it. I wrote with it upside down. It'll write on a plane. It'll write in cold, hot, you name it. And so therefore, if you're traveling, if you're, you know, in weird climates, if you're, you know, planning on traveling to the moon anytime soon, this is a really fun option. And then reason number 1, and this is my main reason why I absolutely love the Fisher Space Pen, is that it is reliable. I can leave these without writing with it for months at a time. And you know what? It'll start up first time every time. So as well as writing anywhere, it will always write. And it's consistent, you know, like in terms of the ink flow, in terms of, you know, the color. You're not going to get super sort of faded patches like some rollables, you know, would tend to sort of fade out and go scratchy. You're not going to get that with this. It is a fabulous, fabulous writer. So I hope you found this video about the Fisher Space bullet pen here in the Elite Navy Cerakote finish to be interesting and useful. I love this pen, and I'm really grateful to Fisher Space for providing this for this video today. I really wanted to show off this beautiful finish here on my channel, and I'm really glad I had this opportunity. It's a wonderful, wonderful pen. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, whatever they may be, and I'll talk to you soon.